I build power lines for a living, just a normal, hardworking dude. Freedom is something taken for granted every day in our country and is too often sacrificed for a false sense of security. Retaining and regaining all of our freedoms is something I am very passionate about because I am afraid of leaving my children in a country where they are not truly free.
My name is Patrick. I am from the East Coast. The reason I joined the Boogaloo movement was for my kids and to ensure that they have a free future. We're not asking for a lot. We just want everybody to have their freedoms and liberties all the time and to be left alone. We just believe in justice and liberty for all. We want to cut out the corrupt government, the overreaching government trying to strip away our rights every single day, the way they execute us in the streets and get passes on it. All of these inequalities are what we're fighting against. We are your neighbors, we're your brothers, your sisters, your family, your co-workers. We are the people. And I am so proud to be a part of this movement. And the guys that I work with are like brothers to me, and we're gonna see this through.
I'm in automotive customs. I joined the movement because I no longer feel as safe for my family. Every facet of our lives are being dictated by people who have no earthly idea what it's like to lead those lives. Mandating laws that are detrimental to providing for the needs of ourselves. I've never seen a grocery store so empty, so consistently, and I live in Hurricane Central. That's not liberty. That's not freedom. That's not the American dream I was taught to strive for. The people I've met through this movement understand what liberty and justice mean. They understand that real freedom can only bring those two back to this country. We understand that freedom is only real when it's liberty and justice for all.
Hi, my name is Trent Ortner, and I am a member of the Boogaloo Boys. I've been around the movement for quite some time. For the past few years, I've just been observing and paying attention to it. It didn't really mean a whole lot to me until just recently because, it started out as a meme, but now it's become something much more. What I've noticed is the camaraderie that just instant between the boys and everybody. They don't ever put people down. They don't screw with people. And it's just phenomenal to have the discussions and to be able to be around these guys. Going to the protests, protecting the Black Lives Matter people and all of the people that are trying to fight for equality. That's what we're all about, man. We want everybody to be equal with each other. We want to grow as a country and stop putting each other down and dividing. We need to unite together and be one for once. We're at a very critical and cataclysmic time in our country, and if we don't do that soon, we're going to fall like every other great empire before us. I think right now is the most important than anything for our people to finally realize that we're not all that different. You can have a view this way or you can have a view that way, and you don't have to hate each other because you think differently. Everybody should feel free to think freely. But I'm a prior vet. I was in the Marine Corps, did deployments, combat deployments, and realized that war was pointless and that we've been sent over there for 20 years and we've accomplished nothing. We need to focus on ourselves and we need to grow together as a country. And with the Boogaloo Boys, that's something that we can do. It's something that I've found camaraderie in that will take us to the next level of a society.
I was in the Marine Corps for 3.5 years, dabbled in everything from helping mentally handicapped people to doing security to doing construction. What made me decide to join the movement? I feel like the way this country's going, it's going downhill very fast. I don't want my kids to grow up in a communist country. I want my kids to experience the same freedoms I did. I want them to grow up being able to do what they want. I don't want them being told constantly throughout their lives, you have to do this, you can't do that, yada yada yada.
My name is Chris, and I'm a route driver for a small business. I joined this movement because it's about freedom and liberty for all. Everyone's rights matter, and we have to secure that for our children and future generations, because it really is about freedom.
I am a local first responder. I joined the movement because I got tired of the government overreaching and overstepping. I want my kids and their kids to grow up in a place where their rights, liberties, and freedoms are secured. This is about one thing: freedom for all.
Hey y'all, my name's Austin. I guess we need to clear up some things just because we've been having a bad rapport. So I'm just a civilian, just like everybody else. I don't have any law enforcement background or military experience. I actually work retail, so 9-to-5 job, just like everybody else. And everyone's been asking why we've been getting involved. Well, my generation specifically, the millennials, haven't been doing anything, so I felt like I needed to go out, make a difference, and basically, when my kids ask me where I was in 2020, I can tell them that I was at the protest. So I've been to 5 protests already, hopefully more in the future to come. And, why is all this important to us? Well, we need the right to protest and right to assembly, right to bear arms, and freedom of speech. We don't want that to die out, so that's why we do what we do. So y'all take care, and God bless. Bye.
Hi, my name is Tanya. I live in Southeast Texas, and I work in veterinary medicine. I joined the Bugaloo movement to stand with my fellow brothers and sisters, to stand up and be a voice, fight the oppression that we are facing, guarding our rights and our freedoms, ones that have been set by our forefathers a long, long time ago. We aren't the bad guys the media's trying to make us out to be. We're your spouses, your friends, your coworkers, your neighbors. We're all just hardworking, normal Americans fighting for the same thing. What we deserve, what we were promised, our freedoms, our rights, regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, religion. We stand with you. We stand by your side. We're all fighting for the same thing: freedom, liberty, and justice for all.
So I joined this movement because I was noticing injustices and things that were happening to my fellow Americans, and I was tired of ignoring it. I'm Hispanic, I'm female, and I truly believe that minorities are far harder to oppress when they're armed. The Second Amendment is for everyone. It's for every American. Whether you choose to exercise that right or not, that's totally up to you. Our founding fathers established that every single person has a set of inalienable rights that no government or no person should ever impede on. And I think the idea of freedom should not be labeled as extreme.
And this is probably the most sound movement or anything that I've been a part of. I mean, this is far bigger than myself. The collection of people that we have in this movement, some of the best down-to-earth, smartest people that truly want the best for this country. We're doing all we can to push back against the false narratives that the media is trying to establish.
For my Black brothers and sisters, I stand with you. As a brown Latina woman, I stand with you. I'm not against you. I want to see justice for all injustices.
The Bugaloo movement is simple. It's not about race, it's not about violence, it's not whether we agree with one another 100% all the time. We want one thing.
It's freedom.
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 Freedoms.
Freedom.
Freedom.
Freedom and liberty for all.